Listen here, I'll tell you what to do. You don't have to cry and pout. You don't have to scream and shout. All you have to do is let it out. Take my hand, come with me. I'll show you the world I see. We won't put others down, we'll just laugh and play around. But mostly what we'll do is let it out. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this episode. I don't know which episode. I've lost track of numbers because we've recorded so many that we haven't put out yet.
We've only recorded one that we haven't put out.
One plus I recorded one by myself, remember?
That I never got.
That you never edited. What do you mean never got?
You never sent it to me.
It's on here. It's recorded on here.
Oh.
It is. Anyways, but hello, welcome to the episode number. You know what episode it is, we don't. We're just gonna kinda bullshit for a while. We've got a little bit of stories. Some stuff has happened since the last time we've recorded. And the last time we did talk about me moving and me being here and staying here and why that's going on. But since that's happened, you were at school, I was staying at your house. And I got a job at a factory. I won't say the name of the company, but it's just a factory. It's just like a little 9-to-5 job. Well, it's not 9 to 5. I work from 3:30 until 11:30 at night because I'm on second shift. And that's probably what I prefer anyways because I'm usually a night owl. But yeah, that's pretty much the biggest major development since is me working. Well, I guess also we got an apartment.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that?
Yeah. He's actually never seen the apartment because I was the one that got it. It was a 2-bedroom apartment. They're gonna tear out the wall in one of the bedrooms and turn it into a living room. And they're gonna take out the carpets and put like hardwood floors in. So instead of, we should be, normally we would already be moved in there and we'd be living in our apartment. But since they're gonna do all that kind of stuff, I said, well, let's just wait till July so you guys can at least get some of it done.
Yeah.
I mean, probably all of it's not going to be done. So we'll have to like deal with construction a little bit for like the first few weeks we live there.
Fun.
Yeah. But it's okay. It'll be, it's a nice size. You know, it's a perfect size for 2 people.
For just us, yeah. And it's our first time living on our own. We're finally going to be like adults and have like adult bills and shit. Yeah. It's gonna be fun.
The landlord doesn't pay for like anything. So like everything, we have to pay for heat, electricity, internet, water, sewage, everything.
The only thing they do like trash collection, right?
They do trash and like lawn care, but there's like barely any lawn.
There's not even a lawn.
Yeah. I showed him the building, but he hasn't been inside of it yet. Yeah, I saw the
building while we went up to help her move out of college for the summer. And we stopped by the realty company or whatever, signed the lease, and we did all that. And I saw the building, but that was it. I haven't seen it. And like she said, you know, they're doing so much to it that even if I did see it, it would be pretty different.
It'll look different. That's what I keep telling my family because everyone's like, "Oh, take pictures. I want to see." And I'm just like, it's gonna look different anyway. So just wait till we move in to come and see it.
Okay, and I have with me here. I'm trying for the first time. Like, I know that, like, ginger and Jack is, like, a thing. So, like, ginger ale and whiskey or bourbon. I've got bourbon. This is bullet bourbon. And I've got lots of ginger ale in it. And I'm going to see how it tastes. So you're going to hear my live reaction to a drink I've never had. Oh, wow, that's super fucking good.
Is it?
Yeah, try a drink.
I'm not old enough to drink.
Just a sip.
Do you see this?
Just take a sip.
He's trying to force alcohol on a minor. We're going to go to jail.
To jail.
To jail. I'm already drunk, apparently. Yeah, that's good.
Right?
Yeah.
And it
I don't like alcohol, so that's...
And it like accentuates the taste of the bourbon. It's really good.
It's not like...
It helps that that's really good bourbon. Like if that was Jack Daniels, that would be gross.
I don't like the taste of alcohol.
Yeah.
And I know, like, oh,
you're like a little girl.
You don't drink it for the taste. Well,
I drink it for the taste.
I don't think I've ever been really drunk either. I'm going to be 21 in 2 months.
Yeah.
I'll be 21, and we should do a drunk podcast.
Oh, we should.
Kayla's 21st birthday.
Kayla's 21st birthday.
Extravaganza.
That sounds like a good idea. Yeah, speaking of special episodes, our next episode is going to be a special episode. It's going to be a game show of sorts. You'll get more details. The game I'm lifting from another podcast. All credit goes to Walt Flanagan. Tell him Steve Dave and Comic Book Men fame on AMC. Watch that whenever that is. I don't know. I think it's still on Sundays after The Walking Dead.
I would have no idea.
I know. I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people. So yeah, it's a game show. It's basically a game of lying and telling the truth and trying to get to know each other. So that's why I think it'll be fun for me and Kayla to play.
For us
yeah, it will
everything.
be hard. We pretty much know everything. We've pretty much told each other all the stories, but there's a couple I've kept for the podcast. And yeah, one of them at least is going to come out next episode. So look forward to that.
There's I played a similar game, but this doesn't work. It's called Two Truths and a Lie. This would be Two Lies and a Truth.
Yeah, it is. It's two lies and a truth. Yeah, that's basically the premise is you tell 3 stories, and 2 of them are supposed to be fake, and one of them is supposed to be the truth, and the other person's supposed to figure out the truth. It's on another podcast I listen to, but the person on the podcast based it off of an super old game show called To Tell the Truth, where the premise was there would be 3 people on the dais, and they would all say they're the same person, and they would tell stories about themselves. And the point of the game show was for the person to guess who the real one was. And I remember I saw an episode where Hunter S. Thompson was on promoting his book about the Hells Angels. So I've actually watched a whole episode of that like fucking super old game show. So that's gonna be next episode. This episode is just kind of gonna be like a regular shoot the shit type of episode. Kayla's playing with popsicle sticks.
Yeah, right now we're over. My grandparents own a property, and that's where we are right now. So if you hear like nature sounds, like the birds and the wind.
Yeah, I actually kind of wanted to record like in the middle of a field, but I thought the nature sounds might be a little too much.
And also the bugs. We've been painting. My grandma has garden gnomes. And that's what we came over here to paint garden gnomes.
Yeah, to paint garden gnomes, and I thought it would be a good idea.
And I got, I'm going to put a picture up, but I got some sick sweat
Oh yeah, you should put the picture up on the episode.
So there's a tablecloth on the painting,
table we're painting,
and it's got like some weird pattern on it,
like a floral design.
Yeah, and I was sitting on a side where the tablecloth is like hanging over a lot, and I'm so sweaty that the color from the tablecloth bleeded onto my skin, and now my skin is covered.
Yeah, she's got like tattoos
on my legs. I have sweat tattoos.
It's great. Yeah, it's like the little temporary tattoos. Yeah, that's probably gonna be on you like all day, probably.
That's great.
And
we're gonna go over to my dad's right after this, and he's gonna be like, "What the fuck's all over your
Oh
leg?"
yeah, probably. Like, what happened? That's how your dad sounds.
Is it?
Yeah, that's how I've decided. That's how your dad sounds. He sounds like fucking Cletus McBill. Yeah, is that good?
I don't know who that is.
Kayla.
Cletus.
Kayla. What happened to your legs, Kayla?
We read a book in 8th grade. Well, I didn't even read it. I couldn't tell you anything that happened because I didn't read it at all.
We read a book in 8th grade. I didn't read it. I didn't read any of it, but we read it.
It was a book that we had to read for school, and the main character's name was Cloyd.
Cloyd,
and
that's not a name.
I remember the other guy in my group was like, Cloyd? That's like as bad as Cletus.
That's worse than Cletus. I've actually heard of people named Cletus. I've never heard of anyone named Cloyd. Clyde.
It was Cloyd.
Cloyd. That's
like Lloyd, but the first L was a C.
There we go. That's why Lloyd has 2 L's, so you can change it with a C.
Cloyd.
To Cloyd. What was the name of the book?
I don't remember.
It was in 8th grade?
I bet someone...
Did you do a report on it?
We were supposed to. We were supposed to, like, meet... Basically, what we did was we would, like, meet in groups, and we would discuss the book, and, like, literally no one...
So, like a book club.
Yeah.
Like a book club with a book report. Because that's kind of what a book club is you basically do a report on the book as you're reading it.
Yeah, like nobody in my group read it because it was like the worst fucking book. It was so boring. Like the only thing that I remember is he like rides a horse up a mountain.
Cloyd riding a horse up a mountain.
Yeah. He's like a Native American kid.
That sounds like the name of a country song though. Cloyd rode horse up the mountain. Written by Cletus McBill.
Yeah.
Your dad.
There used to be a house here. My great-grandma used to live here, but she's dead. So they tore down the house and they put up this, like, structure.
It's like a garage.
Yeah.
It's like a garage with a little kitchenette and a bathroom.
Yeah.
And, like, fucking 5 acres of land or something.
My grandma once has been, like, begging for years for my grandpa to build, like, a cabin. Fucking, if they
That's where she wants to go to get away from your grandpa?
Yeah. If they do build a cabin out here, then she
need?
would, like, live.
Yeah.
She would, like, live out here.
You would have to stay with her, too, on days where I'm too much. Don't lie.
No.
Days where I'm just, like, in your face
Yeah.
the whole time. And I'm like, hi, love me. You're ruining the sound quality of our show.
There's lots of birdies out here.
Yeah, that's
lots
okay.
Of bugs.
We'll just, you could do the
fish.
The noise profile thing and get rid of all the background noise. That one is, like, in here with us.
Yeah. That happens.
That's fucking horrible. I hate bird chirping noises. I'm the kind of person who is pretty much up all night and, like, into the morning, up until the sun comes up. So usually right around when the sun's coming up, the birds are outside the window chirping, and I want to fucking kill them. And I remember I told my dad this when we were out on a walk, like, because I heard bird chirping. I was like, oh, I don't really like bird chirping. Everyone thinks it's peaceful. My dad was like, you're a sociopath. It's like, I can't believe you don't like this peaceful noise. It's like being really aggressive about something I should like. I don't know. That's just a random weird story about birds. And
Here's
being
another.
a sociopath.
I have another weird story about birds.
Yeah.
When I was on a walk, I heard a woodpecker, and it was woodpecking on a power line. Not even a tree. It was pecking into a power line. I'm
like the post?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Like, was it pecking, like, where the line was?
No.
Oh, okay. Just, like, it thought there were bugs in there?
It's stupid. I guess it thought it was a tree.
Well, yeah. Birds are stupid. Most birds are pretty fucking dumb. They're, like, are driven by instinct, almost. That's why, like, that's one of my biggest problems with the original Jurassic Park, is, like, how smart the raptors are. Mm-hmm. It's like, they have pretty small brains, too. Like, especially compared to their mass. Mm-hmm. Like, they wouldn't have been fucking geniuses opening doors and stalking people in kitchens. They would have been, like, tripping over pots. It would have been like that scene in Godzilla 2000 where fucking Ferris Bueller knocks open a gumball machine and then the little baby Godzillas trip on it. Yeah, that fucking happened in a fucking Godzilla movie. But, yeah, that's what Velociraptors probably would have been like. They probably would have been tripping over gumballs and shit. So what do you want to talk about today? Well, I know we have a story, but there's kind of some time we could kill before that. Come on, how much time could we possibly do on Trump?
I don't know.
I could do like an hour on Trump. I could do like a fucking stand-up specials worth of time just on Trump.
Yeah.
You're gonna be tired of winning. So tired, believe me. Trust me. Tremendous. Nobody knows winning like me.
I'm gonna reference the drunken peasants again.
Okay.
But I am so glad that they're eating all that crow.
Oh, man, yeah, they are.
Man, during the election, they were sucking Trump's dick.
Not they. I still don't think
TJ and Paul.
TJ and Paul.
Definitely were. They were like...
Scotty was even like, oh, Hillary's gonna win. Hillary's like...
Yeah, they were like painting Hillary Clinton out to be like Satan incarnate. And
which I pretty much agree.
I don't.
I agree.
It's no.
I mean, I still voted for her because Satan incarnate is better than like an orangutan, but yeah.
I like Hillary.
I don't like her. I don't like any politician. I was talking to Brian, got me banned from Twitter. He said something. He was like, "Look, I don't like Hillary. I'm not going to invite her to dinner or have a drink with her, but I have no problem with her having her finger on the button." I kind of have a little bit of a problem with her having her finger on the button, but I have more of a problem with Trump. Way more. He's got his fucking finger on the kafifi, baby. There we go. I could do like 40 minutes on kafifi.
No.
Talk about all the memes.
No.
Talk about the memes.
No.
The workers must seize the memes of production. Hashtag free Kekistan.
But yeah, that's mostly what I'm enjoying about Trump being president, is watching TJ and Paul of the Drunken Peasants eat all that crow.
And I would even say that Paul jumped way sooner than TJ did. Like, remember Paul, like, one of the...
TJ was like a Trump apologist for a while. He's like, oh,
he doesn't mean this.
Give him a chance.
He was one of those 4D chess
blah.
people.
Yeah.
He said that on his stream with Sargon. He was like, people can make fun of 4D chess all they want, but he's doing this and he's doing this. And it's like, no.
He's not that smart.
No, he's not. He's like...
Yes, Trump supporters. We don't like Trump.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
I think he's like borderline retarded.
There's literally nothing you can say that will convince me that Trump
Oh, no, absolutely.
is a good leader.
No, like I said, I was even like fooling myself for a while. It's been simultaneously one of the least effective, one of the most scandalous, and one of the most hilarious presidencies that I can definitely think of. And I've like even researched like presidents past, like their campaigns to get elected, their re-election campaigns, their gaffes during office. Nothing has come like even close to the Kafifi amount that we've reached.
If he continues on this path,
He's gonna get impeached.
well, I don't think he's gonna win re-election if he keep this.
He's definitely not gonna win re-election, but he's gonna get impeached.
Midterms are in a year.
And then the House could go Dems again. I told you, there's enough.
Honestly, the one that really needs to go back to Democrat is the Senate.
But I told you, there's enough establishment Republicans now that don't like him or anything he's doing that. Impeachment proceedings could probably happen now with the Republican majority, but they just don't want to go after their own guy. What was the House majority when Clinton was president?
It was both. It was Democrat in both, I think.
Was it?
And then...
See, that's interesting.
When he had that scandal, it was Republican.
Yeah, I know it was Republicans that went after him.
Yeah.
Mostly for that. See, do you think Dems would have went after Bill as hard? Probably not. Democrats or Republicans, sex scandals they kill everybody's career. I told you about the politician, I don't even remember his fucking name, but there was a politician whose entire career was killed because he went, yeah! Yeah.
Do you see that spike? My God.
I do see that spike. That's going to be fun for people. But
I'm going to put a trigger warning.
The people who know that sound clip will realize that I was pretty accurate in my yeah!
Woo! Yeah, no, they talked about that on the Drunken Peasants. How they like kept playing this clip over. He was like, woo! Woo! Woo!
Yeah! Yeah, he was like doing a rally. He was like a pretty legitimate candidate for president.
This was like 2000, I think.
2000, yeah. I think it was, I don't
remember.
I think he was gonna run against Kerry. I don't remember which side of the aisle he was on, but yeah,
In 2000?
Oh, no, not Kerry, Gore. I don't even think it was that early. It might have been sooner, because I remember them playing clips of it. I remember them talking about it on The Daily Show.
No, I think maybe it was 2004.
Yeah, I think maybe that's what it was.
I don't know, I was too little.
Yeah, this is something me and Caleb talked about a lot, is I have been watching the Olympics since 2000 and paying attention to politics since 2000. So I saw Michael Phelps' first Olympics. I saw all his Olympics, actually. I've been politically active, well, not active, but conscious since I was about 5 years old. And I've been paying attention to like foreign and world affairs since I was about 7 or 8. I told you I started watching world news when I was like 8 years old. You don't believe me?
No.
You don't? Why don't you believe me?
What 5-year-old gives a fuck about politics?
I just did, because I knew other people gave a fuck. That's the kind of a kid I was. I found out things that other people thought were important, and I tried to figure out why they thought it was important. That was like my kid's, like, way of investigating. Like, I wasn't one of those kids that asked like a million questions. Like, why is the sky blue? I just kind of like looked shit up. I kind of like did investigating.
My family just kind of went, we're Democrats, and that's it.
See, I think that's
you
bullshit.
Have to be a Democrat.
I think that's bullshit.
They wouldn't care if I wasn't a Democrat.
They probably would.
Have you met my Uncle Donald? I know he's like barely even there, but when he was there, he's like a Tea Party person. Yeah. And then my grandpa's like this pro-union Democrat. I think he voted for Trump, though. He likes Trump.
Yeah.
He's going to get rid of all the darkies.
Yeah, because... Darkies? What? Here, have a bag of darkies. Oh, Takis.
Yeah, that happened at Six Flags.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about Six Flags. We might as well get into that now. Okay. We went to Six Flags last weekend. We went to Six Flags on a Saturday. I worked, like I said, till 11:30. So Friday night, I get off, I come home, I play a little bit of Overwatch, I lay down to go to sleep. We wake up at like, what, 7 or something?
We woke up at 8.
8.
We were supposed to wake up at 7, but he wouldn't.
I didn't want to wake up. I still didn't want to wake up at 8. I felt, if I don't get enough sleep and I have to wake up early, I get nauseous and shit. I felt that way. The night before, I thought it would be a good idea if, like, since we already decided we were going to leave for lunch, because last time we went to Great America, I spent $40 on our lunch, and we got, like, a
really
cheeseburger,
bad.
and yeah, it wasn't even good. But, so yeah, we decided we were going to go for lunch, so I thought, oh, I have weed, I will roll blunts, and then we'll have those to smoke. Maybe Kayla won't, but I totally will. So I did that. And then we go to the park, and we're getting everything ready, and we're like, leave everything that we need to leave, and I tell her to leave her knife, and then we just kind of get up and go. And I didn't even think to double check if she left it or anything, so that's totally on me. We get up, we go to security, we're waiting in line, we get through, we go through the thing, I empty my pockets and walk through, and then she hands her purse over and walks through. And then the guy who was checking her bag was great. He was like, first thing he sees is the knife. And it's like, he pulls the knife out. And he's like, what kind of knife is this? It's like, girl, what kind of stuff you got up in this purse? That was great. He was like, what else? After he saw the knife, he was like, what else is in here? You're cool. Do you remember that? Mm-hmm. But yeah, he saw the knife and he was like, just go take it back to your car. And he told me to do it. And he said, come up through the side. Don't wait in line again. Come up through the side here. Tell the security guard you'll come through again. So I did that. I went. She gave me the keys. I took the knife back. I told her to wait for me. I took the knife back. I came back up, told the security guard that I'd already waited in line and what happened. He let me go through really quick. And then as soon as I walk through, I look around. I don't see her. I figure she goes through. She had her ticket scanned and went through already. So I do that, and then I start walking around the entrance and looking for her. I don't see her. I go to the locker room, or the lockers where you rent lockers, because I figured, she'd probably be doing that to put her purse up. I don't see her there. I keep walking around the entrance. I do that for like maybe 10 minutes. I also don't have a phone. I mean, I have a phone, but it doesn't have service. Actually, I don't even have a phone anymore because it pretty much completely broke. But yeah, I don't have a phone at this point. Pretty much as soon as I get in, I hear like an announcement that's like, oh, if you are lost or separated from your party, go to Family Service Center or Lost Parents. And so I see that by the entrance. It's actually by the exit. And I open the door and I look, and there's like a line about 50 people fucking long. And the park's been open for like maybe 30 minutes, if that. So I'm like, well, fuck, they're not going to be able to do anything for me. I'm not going to stand in line, and then I should be out there looking for Kayla. And so I walked around the entrance a little bit more. Then I did like a full loop around the park, walked around the entrance, hung around the lockers, waited outside the bathroom. Maybe I thought there she would be. Still nothing, completely fucking lost, freaking out. Start walking around the park, and there was a new ride. There was a new ride at the park opening, and we said that was the first place we were going to go. So I thought, oh, maybe she'll go there because we had already established this point. So I go there and I wait by the entrance and I look at the lines, and then like the stupidest idea that has ever occurred to me. And I was like, well, this is another thing I'll have to add. And I told you this. It's like when we finally got together and you were like super like upset and crying, like I felt horrible because I was pissed. Like, I was pissed off. I was like, God damn it, we got fucking separated. We're not going to be able to ride any fucking rides. We're going to spend hours fucking trying to find each other. So I was pissed. So I'm walking around the Joker ride pissed. I'm fucking standing at the entrance and I'm like, fuck it. If I'm going to spend all day walking around the park looking for her, I'm going to ride one fucking ride. So I got in line on the Joker and I rode the Joker and I lost my hat. And I felt stupid. And then I walked towards the entrance again and I looked around a little bit and I just thought, fuck it. I have the keys. I'll go wait out in the car. She knows I have the keys. Maybe she'll go out to the car. I get my hand stamped. I walk out. About as soon as I walk out, I hear her scream my name. And then I see her running up to me. And I thought she was just like, oh, like happy, running up to me, excited. And then the closer I get, I see she's like bawling her eyes out. And so we hugged. And my stomach just like did a backflip. And like as soon as we stopped hugging, I just threw up, and I was pretty much sick the whole rest of the day. So that's pretty much my perspective. After we got together and got everything figured out we were going to go to lunch and try to chill out for a bit, I was like, okay, well, I feel sick now, but I'll be okay because I have weed. And then, like, right as that thought entered my mind, Kayla said, "Oh, and I have bad news." And I was like, "More bad news? What could the bad news be?" And she said, I told the cops that you were missing, and I thought I was going to have to be dealing with the cops, so I threw your blunts away." And I got super upset. Like, not rightfully so, like, at all. Like, I told her afterwards, like, she did completely the right thing. She did what she thought was best. Like, she didn't know I could have been missing all day. She could have been fucking dealing with the police. I mean, they wouldn't have had any reason to search her car, which is the only reason, that would have came into play. But still, I still don't fault you for doing what you did, really. So, you can tell.
Okay, my turn.
Your side.
So, now that we know that... Okay.
That I was riding rides.
This is my inner feminist coming out.
Is it?
I'm not usually a feminist, but I am when it comes to men and their stupidity. Because if Brian was a woman, he wouldn't have thought, "Oh, I'll ride the Joker."
I told you I was pissed off. I was, like, super pissed. I don't know why that's the emotion I had, but because I spent like $100 on the tickets.
Okay, but it's like,
I'm sorry, you didn't interrupt me.
This is the man. He's like, "Oh, I'll search the entire fucking park instead of staying in one place." See, if you just like stayed like at the entrance,
I did for like 10 minutes. I'm sorry.
Or had gone to like. If you actually would have waited in line at the family services place.
Because you gave them your
number.
I
gave them my number and your name and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I didn't want to wait in lines to find you. I wanted to wait in lines to go on the Joker.
See, that's his. I'm not that important to him, apparently.
I'm just kidding. Kayla, I was freaking the fuck out. You have no idea. Like, I was super pissed, but I was also, like, terrified. I was like, I'm gonna have to drive home. I don't know how to drive.
Okay, so now I'll get into my side of the story. Okay, so after we went through the security line and Brian went back to the car, literally walked straight to that thing. I didn't even go through the gate, and I sat down and I waited, and I sat there for like 20 minutes.
See,
and no, you are not gonna fucking interrupt me, or I'll rip your testicles off. He thinks he wants to win, but this is
no. It's not about winning. I'm just trying to tell you what happened.
I know, Brian. You already told your side of the story. Everyone already knows.
When I was walking around the entrance, I thought I was looking at that like little cabana place because I thought, oh, maybe she's just there. Maybe she didn't even come into the park. I looked there, like I looked around. The side where we were, the side in front of it, the side on the opposite side where the tickets are.
Okay, how long did it take you to put the knife back?
Like, fucking, I don't know, how long did it take to walk? About 5 minutes?
Because I waited there, I waited in that exact same spot for 20 minutes. I sat there in the shade.
It was like a 10-minute walk probably there and back. And then I went straight into the park, and then I walked around the entrance a while. I didn't start looking at that for a little bit. So you probably were there, I just missed you. There were a lot of fucking people. It was Labor Day weekend.
It's not Labor Day, Memorial Day.
Oh, Memorial Day weekend. Whatever, same shit.
Brian gets to tell his side of the story a million times because of course I'm in the wrong.
No, you're not in the wrong. It's not about wrong or right. I'm sorry. I'll shut up.
So he waits there for 20 minutes, and my thought is, oh, I bet he's back in the car smoking his weed. And that's what's taking him so long. And so I was going to go there and ask him what the deal was, and I get there, and he's not there, and I was like, oh, shit. And so I went back. He's not there still, and I waited around for another few minutes. He's still not there. So then I went into the park, and I looked around the entrance, didn't see him. And that's when I went into the guest services, and I gave them my information about my boyfriend,
which is me.
Yeah. Well, they didn't know that. Yeah, they don't know that's you. I don't think I talked to security right away. And then I think I went back to the car one more time. And then I started freaking out because I got there and I didn't see my knife anywhere in the car. And I was like, oh my God, he never made it to the car. And so this is when I began to freak out because he went into the parking lot and he never came back, and I didn't see the knife in the car, and I was like, oh my god, he's either really hurt or he got kidnapped or something happened to him. And then that's when I went into panic mode and I talked to security, and they're like, well, since he's 22, there's nothing we can do. And then, I talked to the security guard twice, and then there's like, oh my god, the least both of the security guards I talked to were like the least helpful people. The lady at the thing didn't even know what to do, and then she talked to another security guard, and I gave him your description of like what you were wearing and everything.
Yeah.
And he just walks up to the entrance and he's like, I don't see anyone matching that description. And I'm like, oh my god, I could look for him right there at the entrance. I'm not that dumb. I'm talking about he's missing.
Yeah.
Could look. And see, I was like, still convinced that he never made it. He was out in the parking lot somewhere.
Getting raped.
Yeah. And then my mom called the park and they told me to go to guest services. Well, I'm like, well, I already went there, so. And then my mom called the police. The town that the Six Flags is in is called Gurney. She called the Gurney Police Department. And that's when I threw away the marijuana. Everything,
you said that exactly like Hank Hill.
Everything.
The marijuana.
Everything I say is a joke to him,
No,
apparently.
that's just the way you said that. The Lucifer's lettuce.
And I threw that away. And I was like, at this point, I was like having a full-on like panic attack. And I couldn't breathe, and I was sobbing, and I was so scared. And I remember I talked to the cop, and the cop just basically said I had to wait.
Yeah, they weren't helpful either, right?
Because they're like, well, we haven't had any reports that there's been like a medical emergency, so he's got to be somewhere in the park. And that's the point that I want to drive home. I was like, he went missing in the parking lot. He didn't even make it to the park, because I didn't know he went inside the park. And that's kind of what really frustrates me, is like, they need to have better protocol for stuff like that. Like,
well, they probably don't expect lots of grown adults to get lost at an amusement park.
So now you know, kids, anyone who wants to commit crimes,
yeah, do it at Six Flags.
Kidnap someone in the parking lot of Six Flags, and there's nothing they can do.
They can do.
They'll never find them ever again.
It's true. Obviously, the views of the podcast are not. Yeah.
Don't
do that.
Don't actually.
We're not actually advocating.
No,
for that.
don't do that. But that seriously could happen.
Oh yeah.
Someone could
I bet it does happen.
Kidnap someone in the parking lot, and they'd never see him again because there's no protocol to search for people in the parking lot.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like.
And it's frustrating because the parking lot has watchtowers too, so it's not like.
Yeah, it does.
They totally could have radioed it up to the people in the
watchtower.
Look for a guy matching this description.
Yeah, they could have.
And it would have been that easy. But no, they had to make it complicated.
You're right. No, I agree with you that their policy should probably be a little more hands-on.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just people like us. They're just doing their job. There's assholes at their job who probably don't give a fuck and hate their life and shit. So I'm sure you just ran into those people, which sucks, but it happens.
I was heading my way back because everyone's like, oh, I was late for him in the park. And that's when I found him. Yeah, I was on the phone with my mom.
She was on the phone with her mom.
Sobbing.
We got back together. We went out to lunch. I was pissed about my weed because I was feeling nauseous.
I'm going to talk about that.
Okay.
And you're going to shut up.
Okay.
And I really mean it.
What if I say something?
You'll see.
I'll see.
I told you about the balls. He acted like a little baby all day.
Like from this moment we woke up?
No.
After
From when we were reunited, and I was... Shut up!
And it feels so good.
I can't even finish a sentence with him. Yeah, he acted like a little baby, which frustrated me a lot because I just spent the first almost hour and a half I was there worrying about him, thinking he was tied up in someone's van somewhere, dying.
Putting the lotion in the basket.
Yeah. And he's just sitting there acting like I'm the worst human scum ever because I threw away his marijuana.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and then we went to Chipotle and he's like, oh, I'm so sick. We almost went home. Because that's how much of a baby he was being. He's like, oh, I don't feel good. I'm sick. I'm going to throw up. And I was like, do you want to go home? And he's like, kinda. And I'm like, we spent so much money for these tickets. I didn't even get to go on one single ride. I spent the whole day crying. We're not going to fucking go home. And I remember I texted my mom because she's like, how are you guys doing? And I said, I'm fine. Brian's acting like a little baby. He's saying, oh, he's so sick, and he acted like the only thing in the world that would ever help him not feel nauseous was that weed.
It
would not have.
Yes, it would
What
have.
about Pepto-Bismol, anti-nausea medicine? We could have stopped at a gas station, got ginger ale, Pepto-Bismol, some medicine.
Okay.
And we couldn't do that because, ooh, my weed. I can't, I'm gonna be sick all day and I don't have my weed and I can't smoke and blah, blah, blah. I'm sorry, Brian, but if you can't even go a day without weed, you've got some problems.
I can go.
Shut up!
Can I talk?
Yep.
Can I respond?
Yep, but this is the truth. This is my... anything he says is lies.
Okay, so let's start off with some little random tidbits about me. Like I said about the nausea thing, if I wake up early, so I was a little nauseous already.
That's like such
Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
bullshit.
You fucking made me shut up. You shut the fuck up. That's not bullshit. That's my fucking life. That's what I have to deal with. Do I call bullshit on you when after we eat something you always have a stomach ache? No.
When I take a shit.
I feel sympathetic for you. Yeah, sometimes I throw up. It's fun. It's real great. Fucking throwing up like every goddamn day of your life. So I get nauseous. One of the things that really sets me off if I'm nauseous is the smell of food. The smell of food cooking. The smell of food reheating. The smell of food burning. All of that. It fucks me up. It makes me feel like I'm gonna die. We go into Chipotle. It smells horrible. I need to sit outside. I go sit outside. I look like a fucking crazy homeless person.
Yeah, you look like a hobo.
I don't give a fuck, because I was gonna throw up in there, and I didn't want some poor Chipotle motherfucker to have to clean up my throw up. So we go to Chipotle. I step
You need
outside.
to stop talking so loud. It's like echoing.
Good. I step outside. I'm chilling. I'm sitting down. I'm feeling horrible. I feel horrible. Mostly emotionally. If I get really emotionally upset, I can get nauseous. That's pretty much what happened after I saw how upset Kayla was. Like I said, I threw up right after we reunited and hugged. I did smoke a little bit on the drive, and I felt better after that, but after the incident and us getting back together, I felt horrible. So yeah, we're driving back. She said, oh, we could stop at like a convenience store on the way back to the park, and I said we should, but we didn't. Just throwing that out there. You said, oh, Pepto-Bismol and stuff. I said we could stop, and you didn't even look for one to stop at. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to fight.
No,
but
they were... The reason why I didn't stop is because we were driving... They were all left turns, and I don't like making
She doesn't believe in left turns. Yeah, we were driving back, and I felt really super shitty. And I hadn't had anything in my stomach. She asked me if I just wanted to go home, and I said kind of, which I did kind of want to go home. But I knew that you would have had a shitty day, and you would have been super pissed at me, probably for like weeks. So I decided I would tough it out as best I could, and I did. We went into the park. We were going to go to the Joker, but the line was crazy. So we ended up going to the Batman. We rode that. I was fine. I was fine on the line, I was fine on the ride, and then right after the ride, my stomach felt horrible. Like, as soon as the ride stopped, it all caught up to me.
He couldn't even...
I was gonna throw up so bad.
Wait, that was one thing that I was so embarrassed, is that he started, like, puking.
On the walk down.
Over this railing, and I'm like, Brian, yeah. I know it's disgusting, but hold it in your mouth.
So yeah, I threw up after the Batman. I was still, like, thinking, fuck, maybe I can't do this, but I thought, fuck it. We'll go stand in another line. If I feel the same way after, maybe I'll tell her and we'll just go home and call it a loss. I'll pay for tickets to come up again. I started feeling bad in the line of the next ride. The closer we got to the ride, the worse it got. And then I realized it was kind of just nervousness, and I just told myself, you're not going to throw up. And so I got on the ride, and I didn't even, like, scream or yell or smile. I was, like, dead fucking stone-faced the entire ride. But I was fine when we got off. The ride stopped. I didn't feel nothing at all. We got off, walked down. Went to the bathroom, I think, then went to the next ride. Totally fine. But yeah, I mean, my nausea was bad. It was pretty bad at times. It was subsiding for a lot of the day. It was bad. I felt fucking horrible. I felt super shitty. It wasn't just because of the weed. It was because I didn't get enough sleep, and I wasn't smoking weed. I mean, it was kind of because of the weed. But I told you the other night when you were... I told you weed is, like, pretty much the best thing in the world for nausea. Way better. You know what Pepto-Bismol makes me do? It makes me throw up. I drink it and it makes me throw up. My stomach feels a little better.
What about tablets?
But I could just stick my finger down my throat and have the same effect. The tablets are kind of gross too. The tablets I can do more. They kind of help. Kind of the same thing. If I have to take too many in a day, I'll get that taste and I'll throw up. Also, it turns your shit black.
I know.
Like black!
I know.
Which I kind of have right now anyways, because I'm like, got a little bit of a sickness situation going on.
Yeah.
It's probably just a stomach bug. The
Right.
more I've been thinking about it, because it's been the shits and the pukes, so that sounds like a stomach bug.
He told me he thought he had a tapeworm.
I did think I had a tapeworm. Well, because I told you, like, I spent that whole day, those whole first 2 days, like, not puking anything up really, just mostly dry heaving and like puking up like stomach foam. And then after all of that, and I would fucking sticking my finger in my throat over and over and over again, just try and puke up everything I could. And it just felt like there was a huge like brick of immovable object right at the bottom of my stomach and at the top of my intestines, like right there. It always felt like it was like gurgling in the morning, like there was shit moving around. But really, I think it's just smoking too much before bed, plus not enough sleep, plus a little bit of a stomach virus is what's been going on with me. Also, I have pretty bad hemorrhoids. Sometimes my ass bleeds. What? You don't think they want to hear about my bleeding ass? Come on, guys. Bleeding Assholes. It's the name of our band.
Brian.
Bleeding Assholes.
Brian is the only person in the world who has sleep-induced nausea.
Yeah, I pretty much do.
I've never heard of anybody who's like, oh, I didn't get no sleep, I'm gonna pee.
Why does that have to be the fucking voice of me being upset? You know what? Oh my god, I can't wait until you feel upset again. I don't give a fuck. I'm fucking upset with you. Clearly you've been holding so much shit in and you just waiting for it to get on mic.
No, I've been telling it to my mom.
Oh! That's fucking great. That's what you just talk shit about me behind my back to your mom. That's a healthy relationship. That's a healthy relationship.
Would you rather me talk shit about you to my mom when you're standing right there?
Maybe I would.
I don't talk shit. I just talk about
everything that you hate about me.
No.
All the things that I do. That's
I don't even.
What? What do you talk about?
I just told her that you act a little ridiculous about.
Yeah.
Well, she was like asking me. She was like, what's wrong with Brian? Why does he keep puking? And I said, I have no idea. Honestly, I think most of what it is he's psyching himself up. And I really do think that the sickness, this puking that you've been doing the past few days, isn't necessarily because you're sick, because you only puke first thing when you wake up in the morning. You're not sick like all day.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Friday, I was sick all fucking day.
Okay, well, that's Friday. I'm talking about you were sick Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
And Friday.
But Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, he was only sick first thing in the morning. Then he went to work and he was fine. He came home, played Overwatch, did his thing, was fine, went to bed, woke up the next morning, threw up, rinse and repeat. I mean, I do think that, like I said, I don't doubt that he feels sick. I don't think he's faking it. But what I think is that he's psyching himself up, that he's thinking that he's gonna wake up and feel nauseous, and so he is.
I kind of agree with you on that. No, I definitely, a lot of the times when I'm nauseous like that, it's a lot of it, I make it worse in my head and it keeps going longer than it should. Six Flags was like that. Mm-hmm. That's how I told you, in the line to the X flight, I kind of just figured out I was just gonna fucking just sack up and be cool and try to be as happy as I could. And I told you, man, we were standing in line and I could fucking see you just like smiling for like no reason. I was amazing.
Trying to make him happy and he was just like stone-faced the whole day.
Not the whole day. Not on rides. Not on rides.
When we would stand
not in line to the Superman.
Yeah.
Because we had some amazing people standing behind us. Mm-hmm. Fucking a nigga wearing sunblock. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
And then my dermatologist told me I needed sunscreen, and I said, a nigga wearing sunscreen?
No, that's not what she said.
That's what she said.
She was like, oh, I need to put sunscreen on. And her friend's like...
Oh, yeah, that's right. A nigga wearing sunscreen. Great. Best line of the day by far. What was the other one? You're like, oh, why are there handprints over there? On the post, like, supporting the track, Kayla was like, how are there handprints over there? Because it's, like, in the middle of a grassy field where no one's supposed to go. And the girl behind us like, oh, it's probably from people falling off, trying to brace their fall, trying to grab onto something right before they go. And yeah, that made like, I was listening to them talk, and I could tell, because Kayla's told me something about people before, that I'm just sitting there thinking, like, Kayla is being driven crazy by these, like, ghetto people standing behind us. That's what I thought. That's what I was thinking. And then you said that thing, and then she made you laugh, and I was like, right on, we're gonna have fun in this line.
I was struggling because I wanted to listen into their conversation. But I didn't want to be a creep. And
I was
like,
listening the whole time. I was
that was the
I was
hardest
looking at
thing.
you, but listening to them.
That was the hardest thing, was not turning around and like looking at them. And,
Yeah, we made some line friends. We made some line friends on the log ride too.
Yeah.
Both for people that had never been there before. Yeah, that girl behind us the log ride said, "Oh, this was her first time there," and she said the roller coaster she rode was like the first roller coaster she'd ever ridden, which was crazy because she looked older than us.
Yeah.
And then all the three girls behind us in the Superman. Two of them said they'd never. No, they all never ridden the Superman before.
Yeah.
And they said they were from Wisconsin, so that they don't really come to Great America that much.
Yeah.
It's like what, like maybe like fucking 30, 40 minutes outside of Chicago? You don't know?
I don't know.
I feel like the drive to medieval times or Six Flags feels about the same as the drive to Chicago. You're okay.
That was a hunger burp. I'm hungry.
Yeah? Yeah, we should probably wrap it up.
Yeah, I get to eat fucking
Get going.
pizza.
Yeah, we have to eat fucking pizza.
We've been eating like nothing but pizza for like
Do
the
fucking
last
bullshit social things.
Play cards. I fucking hate playing that stupid card game.
Really? I thought
Yeah.
you liked it. Yeah, I fucking...
No, I don't.
I don't like it either.
Because like we play the same card game like every single time.
Phase
It's
10?
Like, can we play something else?
I know, he's got a lot of games in that cupboard.
Like I'm actually not like 2 years old anymore, and I can actually play like. That's what I think it is. Is that people in my family don't realize that I'm not like
That you've grown up?
a little child anymore, and that I actually understand things now.
Man, this has been the fucking Kayla vent episode. It's been like, we had the pretense of bullshitting and telling our Six Flags story, but this is like Kayla's like, let me tell you about my life, okay? My fucking boyfriend pretends to be sick. He doesn't have a phone. He doesn't drive. My family was shitty to me.
My mom wants us to sleep in 2 separate beds. When
Oh
we
my
live
god,
together.
yeah, we should talk about that. Yeah, your mom thinks that it's the 1800s. First, she said separate bedrooms, right?
Yeah.
Separate bedrooms. You guys are gonna be sleeping in separate bedrooms,
And I'm
right?
like, there's only one bedroom.
You guys are gonna be sleeping in separate beds, right?
No. And it's like, okay, this doesn't even make sense.
Did I tell you? I told you what?
But like, okay, it's like, okay, even if we did sleep in separate beds or in separate bedrooms, it's like, how is that going to stop us from having sex?
We've been fucking for 2 years.
See, this is why I don't want my family to watch this.
Like, not non-stop, but, you know, whenever we're together.
This is why I don't want people I know to watch this.
Why? Well, people I know listen, so...
Because you're like, my mom can listen to the podcast if she wants. Oh, you have to tell your laptop.
So to finish, see, this story might not be as great as you think it is, because I'm sure it was funny, because I told it at work.
It was funny.
Sandy didn't seem...
It was funny.
Okay.
From my perspective, it was funny.
So we get home from Six Flags. I fucking totally forgot about this. I wish I could have forgotten about it. And Kayla takes a nap because she's tired and she's frustrated, probably still. I get on Overwatch. I'm playing the game. I'm playing... I bought a mic, so I'm playing with a mic for the first time. So I'm kind of listening to stuff, kind of not. We can't find the laptop, so I pull out her phone and I'm listening to YouTube on her phone. And then she wakes up and I'm still listening to YouTube on her phone. She seems fine for a bit. And she's like, oh, I want to play The Sims. You know, you should find the laptop. So I was like, fine, I'll find the laptop. I get up and I start fucking looking through the pile, as we call it. And like, I pull some clothes off and I see the silver, rectangle sticking out. And so I just reach in, go to grab it, yank it up to me, like, I was gonna hold it up in the air like a triumphant, like, ha-ha, I found the laptop. But what ended up happening was, as I was pulling it, this all happened in super slow motion from my perspective. As I was pulling it, I see that the plug to charge it is still plugged in. And that's like wrapped up around Kayla's bed frame and shit. So that's solid. So that's not going anywhere.
We don't know how that happened. It's like...
So I pull
tangled.
on the laptop, the cord catches, and instead of coming straight up, because of the cord catches, it bounces and slingshots up and smacks me right in the lip. And Kayla starts... I couldn't tell if she was laughing immediately, but I think she was. But I go straight down. I think I dropped the laptop. I go straight down, my hand on my mouth. I come up, my hand is like soaked in fucking blood. Like, it's like the fucking hallway scene from The Shining, but coming out of my lip. It was insane. I've been socked in the lip pretty bad. I've had my lip busted up. I've bled quite a lot. Lips do bleed a lot, but I've never bled that much. I bit all the way through my lip. Yeah. I noticed the next day there's another scar underneath or a scab underneath where the initial one is, because I bit down through my lip, out of my lip, and then into the bottom of what's underneath my lip.
No, I did feel really bad for him, but from my perspective, I was just like, I was laying on the bed, and so I got like the perfect angle as he
Bam!
picked it up, and it just nails him in the face.
I'm sure from your perspective it looked
fell
like I
over.
just smacked myself in the face. Did it?
He just like, it just wham, and he fell over. It was funny. And, you know, I really did feel bad because
Yeah,
that
she
had
did.
hurt
To
really bad.
her credit, like, I was still playing Overwatch, and she got me ice, and she was like holding it on my lip while I played Overwatch. She was the perfect little darling, which I did not deserve after how I'd been all day. But yeah, that's pretty much our crazy last weekend. Yeah, I totally forgot about the lip thing. Yeah, I've still got a scab on my lip right now. I mean, it's better, but fuck, that fucking hurt. It actually did hurt, like, super bad.
Oh, I bet. I've never bit through my lip, and that's like, I have lots of like injury fears, and biting through my lip has always been one of them.
It's not fun.
So I've never really hurt my lip. I've never.
No? It's because you've never gotten any fights.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst that happens to me is my lips will get super dry, and then they'll like, you know how you have like lines in your, it'll like split.
Yeah. I get that. I get that like in the morning
and
and shit. I mean, I get cold sores and stuff. But...
What are you talking about? I've been in plenty of fights.
Yeah?
Like that picture.
Oh, yeah, that picture of you, when your nose was fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a fight, everyone.
Yeah, that was a fight. Anyways, for the Let It Out podcast, I've been Brian.
I'm Kayla.
Get the fuck out of here! Listen here, I'll tell you what to do. You don't have to cry and pout. You don't have to scream and shout. All you have to do is let it out. Take my hand, come with me. I'll show you the world I see. We won't put others down, we'll just laugh and play around. But mostly what we'll do is let it out.